What's up, ladies and gentlemen of the interweb? Today, we're talking about Spyro and what its future for 2019 could be. We're going to talk about several different things. We're going to talk about what could happen in the reignited trilogy and whether or not we could see a brand new Spyro video Wago in 2019. So with that being said, let's hop to it. Spyro launched in November of last year. Originally supposed to launch in September, but Toys for Bob didn't know what they were doing, so they had to delay it, and then still, what'd you guess, they still don't know what they're doing. So we had to wait till November for the game to release, and once it released, it shocked everybody. It really did. No one expected a little rookie studio like Toys for Bob to be able to do something that grand. But here they were. They made one of the best games, even though it's broken in pretty much every aspect. They made one of the best games of 2018, and that is saying a lot, especially with a game that was riding as heavy as Spyro. Spyro is one of the pillars of PlayStation, and I guess now, since it's a multi-platform, it's not a PlayStation game anymore, it's one of the pillars of the gaming in general nowadays. So I do believe they did a really good job in making the game sell, and Activision probably thinking the same thing. So I would be very shocked if in 2019 we do not see a Nintendo Switch port for Spyro Reignited Trilogy. If I remember correctly, during the build-up to Reignited Trilogy, there were several posts from devs saying that the Nintendo Switch version is going to be the version to buy. Why could that be? Could they be lowering the textures? Is there some kind of Nintendo Ninja in the background that's going to get this thing to fit all on one cart? That is up for debate. I couldn't tell you that, but I do believe that we will be getting a Nintendo Switch port for Spyro Reignited Trilogy in 2019. But looking beyond Reignited Trilogy, because at this point we got to start thinking about the future. Yes, it's cool to see Spyro doing good, but we got to think about the future. Reignited Trilogy is only going to be hot for like 2 weeks ago, and then it's done. No one's going to be talking about it outside of Spyro YouTube. No one in the actual big gaming world is going to be talking about it, period. So we're going to need something. We're going to need something to fulfill the enrichment of our Spyro hole. Yes, we did just get the Reignited Trilogy, but we're not going to settle at that. Everybody wants more Spyro. It's just like everybody wants more Crash. Immediately after Crash launched, people started speculating the new Crash racing game, and there we go, almost a year and a half later, actually 2 years almost later, we got an announcement that we're getting a brand new Crash Bandicoot game. So Crash is having a little bit of a, I guess you could say, renaissance. So Spyro obviously has to have this renaissance. So if this year at some point we get an announcement of a brand new remake of some Spyro game, I would like to see it be Spyro Orange. I think that's what it was. Spyro Orange and Crash Purple would be the best ones for them to remake, because they could do 2 games for the price of 1. Think about it. Spyro Reignited Trilogy, about a week after launch, since initially it didn't do so hot, it was $30 most everywhere. So if they remade Crash Purple and Spyro Orange, they could sell that game for $60 or $80, or let you buy it individually. I would prefer it being an $80 game for 2 of them, like it was with Call of Duty Infinite Warfare and Modern Warfare Remastered. I think that would be a great idea, because those games play into each other, and they were really good. If you didn't have a Game Boy, you probably didn't get to enjoy them like I did, but they were really enjoyable games, and I feel like everybody deserves to play them, and to see those games remade in today's way, it would be very much a really strong 2D platformer. It would be the first good 2D platform available on PlayStation hardware outside of Celeste. So that would be a huge ordeal. If you guys never played the original Crash Purple and Spyro Orange, it was basically Spyro and Crash worlds, and Crash and Spyro's world. So Spyro was fighting Crash bosses, and Crash was fighting Spyro bosses, and the story was kind of like one big Timmy Jimmy power mashup Nickelodeon 2006 kind of way. Nicktoons Unite on the GameCube, okay? It was like that, except on the Game Boy. So I do believe we're gonna get some form of remake announcement this year. I do think so that we're also gonna get brand new merchandise, of course. And I also think, don't hold me to it, but I really think that there's gonna be an art book in this year at some point. And I think that art book is going to have a lot to do with the revamp of Spyro Reignited Trilogy. We already get to see some of the concept art in the game itself, but a full-fledged art book, I do very much see that happening. I also see something else happening too. I see Activision handing Spyro over to a different company to be making all these new remakes, just because of what Toys for Bob was managing to pull off with the game being broken in every single way. So with them doing that, I do see Toys for Bob going back to Skylanders, which is what they did best, and there's obviously still a place in the world for Skylanders. Skylanders is kind of like Spyro for us, but except for a younger generation, like for people 13 years old and younger. That's what Skylanders is to them. So obviously it would be horrible to tear that away from them. We know how that felt, almost 20 years without Spyro. So I really do think there needs to be a sequel to Skylanders, especially with the next gen coming up. They definitely need to get Skylanders on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Scarlet or whatever they're gonna call it. So I definitely see that coming too. So who knows, we might be getting a legitimate Spyro game and a new Skylanders to go along with the new consoles. Obviously these games wouldn't release until next year, but we could get their announcements this year. So that would be extremely exciting. So that being said, let me know in the comments down below what you think about it. Do you agree with what I said, or do you have your own theories as to what might happen? Let me know down below. Try not to die. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.